NZXT, a name that many gamers trust for high-performance PC hardware, is engaged in practices that are outright predatory. Their Flex PC rental program, marketed as a convenient way for gamers to access top-tier PCs, is riddled with manipulative terms, hidden fees, and data exploitation. This is not a simple case of a company cutting corners. This is a calculated strategy to extract as much money as possible from consumers, often leaving them worse off in the process. Thanks to the incredible work of Gamers Nexus, we now have a full understanding of just how deep these issues go. I highly recommend everyone watch their in-depth and important investigative report. It's an incredibly detailed look at NZXT's practices, exposing every layer of their exploitative behavior. I'll leave the link in the description. When I saw what they uncovered, I was shocked. I knew it was critical to break down this information into a shorter, more accessible video for the average gamer, so we can all stay informed and take a stand against these predatory practices. This isn't just about NZXT, this is about a dangerous trend in the gaming industry. More and more companies are adopting predatory strategies to maximize profits, often at the expense of their most loyal customers. NZXT's behavior is a glaring example of what happens when corporate greed takes priority over fairness and transparency, and it's time we talk about it. NZXT's Flex PC rental program is marketed as a solution for gamers who want access to high-performance gaming PCs without paying a large upfront cost. Instead of purchasing a system outright, you pay a monthly subscription fee, allowing you to use what NZXT describes as top-of-the-line hardware. On paper, it might seem like a good option for gamers on a budget, but the reality is far more sinister. Let's break down the numbers. A mid-tier system in the Flex program costs $129 per month. Over 2 years, that's $3,096. And at the end of that period, you don't even own the PC. By comparison, you could buy equivalent parts for around $1,500 if you build it yourself, or about $1,800 to $2,000 for a comparable pre-built system from a reputable brand. And that's not even factoring in the predatory nature of NZXT's additional fees for failing to meet return requirements or damages during shipping, something we'll talk about more in depth shortly. The worst part is after paying more than double the retail price, you're expected to return the system or face even more charges. This isn't just expensive, it's outright exploitative. Now let's talk about the actual hardware NZXT is renting out. While their rental PCs sometimes include newer GPUs like the RTX 4070 Super, these are overshadowed by outright purchase options which often feature the RTX 4070 instead, a subtle but notable downgrade for those choosing to rent. However, the bigger issue lies in the CPUs. NZXT's rental systems rely on the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, a processor that is now 4 years old, compared to their outright purchase options, which use the much newer and more powerful AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. NZXT is using the subscription model as a dumping ground for their outdated inventory that they can no longer sell at full price. By offloading aging GPUs and CPUs onto unsuspecting renters, NZXT ensures that they don't lose money on old stock while charging consumers inflated fees for hardware that's already obsolete. This isn't just misleading, it's a calculated and predatory strategy to squeeze profits from outdated equipment. Let's talk about how NZXT sells their Flex PC rental program. Their website and the greedy social media influencers they hire all push the same buzzwords. Top of the line, flexible, cancel anytime, lifetime warranty, and some have even gone so far as to say you can eventually own the PC.
You can now own and game on a PC starting at $59 a month. With new PC hardware coming out what feels like every other day, the new Flex program allows you to trade in your PC and upgrade it every 1 to 3 years. That means the gaming house will always have the highest end gaming PCs without breaking the bank.
This next clip was the worst example in my opinion, which perfectly exemplifies the kind of fear of missing out and risk-reward gambling mindset that NZXT is exploiting.
If you think about it, Carter PCs did make a video about it. You could literally get one of these PCs for 1 month and then win a Fortnite tournament or something and have enough money to buy your own PC. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that because winning a Fortnite tournament can be pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but who knows, maybe some of you guys are underground Fortnite pros.
It's all designed to sound appealing and consumer friendly, but once you start digging into the fine print, it becomes clear that these claims are either exaggerated or outright lies. First, there's the claim of a lifetime warranty. In reality, this so-called warranty only applies during the active subscription period. Once you cancel or complete the rental, the warranty is gone. And even while active, the warranty excludes coverage for accidents, wear and tear, and acts of nature. Basically anything beyond out-of-the-box defects. NZXT, of course, markets this as comprehensive protection, but it's riddled with limitations that shift the risk back onto the consumer. For renters who are already paying thousands over retail price, this level of restricted coverage is a slap in the face. Then there's the promise of being able to cancel anytime. Technically that's true, but NZXT makes the process intentionally difficult. To cancel, you need to return the PC in its original packaging, undamaged. If you've discarded the box, you'll need to request a replacement packaging kit, which may come with additional costs. Worse, if the PC gets damaged during return shipping, even if it's not your fault, you could still be held liable. And these logistical hurdles are no accident. They are carefully designed to discourage cancellations and lock consumers into ongoing payments. For those who might want out after realizing how much they're overpaying, this becomes a financial trap. NZXT's marketing practices aren't just about selling a product. They're about manipulating perceptions. They are leveraging trusted language like lifetime warranty and top of the line to obscure the reality of their service. Inflated prices, logistical traps, and hardware that doesn't live up to its promises. It's predatory, plain and simple. One of the most alarming aspects of NZXT's Flex PC rental program is their limitation of liability clause, which is of course buried in the fine print. If something goes wrong, whether it's faulty hardware, data breaches, or even injury caused by their products, NZXT caps their liability at 6 months worth of fees. That's it. Even if you've been paying for years, the most that they'll compensate you is 6 months worth of payments. This means that if their hardware fails and causes significant damage, like frying your other components or corrupting your data, the burden falls squarely on you. NZXT has effectively shielded itself from meaningful accountability while leaving consumers to bear the financial risks. By capping their liability, NZXT has created a system where they are essentially untouchable. This isn't a safeguard, it's a predatory tactic designed to discourage consumers from pursuing claims. For the average gamer who likely doesn't have the resources to challenge such clauses legally, this limitation feels like a betrayal of trust and a clear indicator of where NZXT's priorities lie, protecting their profits at all costs, even when it's at the expense of their customers. This is where NZXT's predatory practices take a much darker, more invasive turn. Buried deep in the terms of service for their Flex PC rental program is a clause that gives NZXT an irrevocable, perpetual, non-exclusive worldwide license to use, distribute, and modify any content you share with them. On the surface, this sounds like standard legal jargon, but when you unpack what this really means, it's shocking and deeply concerning. This clause covers everything you provide to NZXT: images, videos, correspondence, audio recordings, and any other data. This isn't just limited to troubleshooting requests or customer service interactions. It could include anything you upload, send, or communicate through their services. Even more disturbingly, this clause doesn't just apply to the duration of your subscription. It's forever. Once you share content with NZXT, they can use it for anything they want indefinitely. This includes your name, address, gameplay footage, personal correspondence, and potentially even sensitive information. Why would NZXT want this? Because data is incredibly valuable. Your personal information can be monetized in ways that are deeply invasive. For example, NZXT could sell your data to advertising companies, allowing them to target you with highly specific marketing campaigns and turning your private information into a revenue stream. They could package your usage data, correspondence, and even media files to sell to third-party data brokers, who then aggregate this information into detailed consumer profiles for industries across the board. Worse, your gameplay footage, reviews, or even private conversations could be repurposed for NZXT's own marketing campaigns, all without compensating you or even notifying you. This isn't just about protecting their interests, it's about profiting from yours. For a company that claims to be for gamers, this behavior is another slap in the face to the very community they serve. It's one thing to charge outrageous fees for outdated hardware, but leveraging a predatory data policy to squeeze even more profit out of their consumers is on another level. It's not just unethical, it's dangerous. By granting themselves sweeping rights over your data, NZXT is exposing you to risks like misuse misuse, data breaches, and further exploitation by third parties. After Gamers Nexus investigative video, NZXT released a statement addressing the backlash around their Flex PC rental program, but the response falls short. They announced plans to rename rental PCs, such as rebranding Player One to Flex One subscription PC, claiming this will reduce confusion. However, this cosmetic change doesn't address the real issue. Rental PCs still feature outdated hardware like the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, while purchase options include much newer components. Renaming the product doesn't fix the fact that NZXT is overcharging renters for obsolete technology. NZXT also attempted to justify inconsistencies in rental PC specs by citing fluctuating component availability, yet they continue to advertise performance metrics as if every configuration is the same. This misleads consumers into expecting specific performance levels that the actual hardware may not deliver. After the NZXT statement, NZXT CEO Johnny Ho addressed concerns directly in an interview with popular tech YouTuber JayzTwoCents. I'll link that video in the description. In this interview, Ho stated that the company updated their terms of service to remove language about retaining user data. While this is a positive step, simply altering the language doesn't erase the original concern or rebuild trust overnight. The fact that such predatory language was included in the first place raises questions about the company's priorities. It's good to see NZXT responding to criticism, although I still think this is simply damage control, but this change alone doesn't address the broader issues, like outdated hardware in rentals and misleading performance claims. Transparency and consistent consumer-first actions are necessary to prove that NZXT's commitments go beyond surface-level fixes. Perhaps most concerning is the acknowledgement in both the NZXT statement as well as the interview with JayzTwoCents that deceptive social media influencer-led advertising misrepresented the program. Pausing these campaigns is a step in the right direction, but it doesn't address the harm already caused by misleading promotions. NZXT's response feels more like a PR move than a genuine effort to fix the predatory pricing, outdated hardware, and deceptive marketing exposed by Gamers Nexus. This statement is just damage control, and the real issues remain unaddressed, leaving consumers with little reason to trust the company. If this doesn't infuriate you yet, consider the broader implications. The issues with NZXT's Flex PC rental program aren't just about one company. They're a reflection of a larger, more troubling trend in the gaming and tech industries. Companies are increasingly treating user data as an asset to be exploited, and consumers often don't realize what they've signed away until it's too late. Corporate predatory practices have been creeping into every corner of gaming, and NZXT's behavior is a textbook example of how these tactics are becoming normalized. This is a wake-up call for all of us, as gamers, to recognize and fight against these exploitative systems before they become the industry standard. By offering a subscription model that seems easily accessible, they create the illusion that gamers are getting a good deal. But when you dig deeper, it becomes clear that this model is designed to take advantage of those who might not have the upfront cash to buy a gaming PC. The high costs, hidden fees, and outdated hardware they offer are just a new iteration of what we've seen across gaming. We're paying more for less. It's no different than microtransactions in free-to-play games or loot boxes designed to exploit whales. It's another way for corporations to prey on the most financially vulnerable players. What's worse, companies like NZXT use terms that disguise their practices, creating an environment where it's easy for other companies to follow suit. If a name as trusted as NZXT can get away with selling outdated parts, exploiting personal data, and shifting all the risk onto consumers, it sets a precedent for others to push the envelope even further. We've already seen this in the broader gaming space with things like broken pre-orders, half-baked live service games, and aggressive monetization schemes. NZXT's actions aren't an isolated problem. They're part of a system that prioritizes corporate profit over gamer trust and satisfaction. Today, it's NZXT, and tomorrow it could be another company taking even more extreme measures to exploit gamers. It's a slippery slope, and the only way to stop it is to call it out, share the facts, and demand better. As gamers, we have more power than we think. We drive this industry. Our dollars, our engagement, and our trust are what makes these companies successful in the first place. If we hold NZXT and others like them accountable, we are drawing a line in the sand. But if we stay silent, this growing problem will only get worse. This isn't just about exposing one company. It's about protecting keeping the gaming space we all love from becoming nothing more than a corporate cash grab. We deserve better, and it starts by standing up and saying no more. Thanks for watching this summary of the large-scale investigation by Gamers Nexus. Their hard work and dedication to uncovering the truth are invaluable, and I highly encourage you to check out their full video report if you haven't already. The link again is in the description. This is a fluid and ever-changing story, and if any significant developments arise, I'll be sure to revisit this topic and keep you informed. Finally, starting next year, I'm launching the Winner's Circle. Being part of the Winner's Circle means you've won, unlocking exclusive access to higher quality 2K and potentially 4K live streams, behind the scenes peeks into my gaming setup and my studio, channel emotes, and hopefully a lot more. The Winner's Circle will tentatively launch for memberships on YouTube as well as for Rumble Premium. The goal for 2025 is to make the Winner's Circle something that brings real value to gamers and all the winners out there. Because here in the Winner's Circle, it's only GG when you win. I'd love to see you there. Thanks again for watching.